Let's see. Those are not one way. Whoops. My bad. So we'll get those all around there. Those are one way, which is perfect. These ones over here are going to be grass lined. I don't really want traffic parking anywhere around here, honestly. So they should probably all be grass lined. I want them to use the parking lots. That's kind of what they're there for. So there we go. That'll stop traffic from parking where they shouldn't. Except for down here, it's probably fine. That's all right. Not too worried about that. Let's get our pedestrian crossings back in here. Oh my god, my voice. Yeah, pedestrian crossings can go there. There and there. There and there. And we can do some little pathways. Keep it all nice. So one there. And one there. And one straight up the middle. Because I can. And maybe just move that back a little bit. Again, because I can. Alright, so if I do a pedestrian crossing there, that is perfect. Okay, so that'll let people get around, no problem. You are still complaining about not having enough water. Which is interesting to say the least, but there you go. So that's been fixed. That should get up and running. And we should see people coming down here to do cool things, hopefully. I've also realized the in-game music has been off this entire time, which is troublesome, but that's all right. Let's get the bus line back. So, we want a bus that goes from here and straight out of the airport. It's going to go in there. And then it does have to loop around on like the other buses, but that's fine. As long as it's not messing up too much in the main bus area, I'm not too worried. And that line actually needs to be a different color. So let's just sort by line name. And we're looking at bus line 19. Now what I'm going to do is go 0.1. And then these lines can be 0.11. And then 0.12. And if I organize by name, did that work? I think it did. No, it didn't. 0.10 then. No. Alright then. So what am I looking for? Where's 0.10? 0.10 is there. Right. So 0.13 then. Does that keep, that kind of keeps them where I want, well, it keeps them grouped. I want them grouped at the top though. Whatever. They're grouped, that's fine. Let's make them... It's a bus line. Oh wait, hold on a minute. Okay, let's do 0.14. I want to keep all of these white lines. So 0.15 and 0.16. So anything that's 0. Something is just going to be a white bus line. And then that means that all the other lines, such as this one, go in here. And this one needs to be pretty much red, right? Like very nearly red. But whatever. Gives us a nice kind of rainbow effect there, which I like. And then we should see them go out here at some point. And there's also just a lot of traffic that is, yeah, U-turning a bit. Well, fair play to them. We'll let them do their thing. We actually have a bus out here for some reason. That's interesting. I guess, yeah, I guess a lot of that traffic probably did, well, like, was sort of set on its course for a while there. Yeah, that'll be all right. It'll be interesting to see what it's like when we actually have traffic coming in here that wants to use the area rather than traffic that's like, oh, I'm just going in here because I got to. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm all about. So yeah, we'll see what comes of that. In terms of train lines out of here, I would really like to get one or two going. I'd really like to see some trains coming out here, and we actually have the opportunity to do it because we have this train line coming out from the residential area. So we could have this red train line continue way out and around and then in here, which I honestly think would be really cool. So I think we're going to try it. And I think we're going to see, you know, what can we do? Can we get this to work? We'll raise it up to wherever it needs to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess that's ridiculous, that height. Huh. And then 10. I'm not really sure how this is gonna work. Does that work? So that does work. Let's go bridge. And then not quite like that. Let's just get these to where they need to be for the time being. So put these all in place, and then we can change the heights in a little bit. But what I'm curious about, so yeah, they're all staggered, that's fine. What I'm curious about is what happens if I take out all these train lines again, yes I know, and do them this way. I want to see if this will actually work to give me a bit of a better slope. Because if it doesn't, then right at the end there, we're going to have a bunch of train lines that just look a bit weird and sort of have a really consistent slope, and then suddenly something that just shoots up again. So let me grab all of these, and let me say they're all going to be that height. Let me grab all of these and say they're all going to be that height. So they're all the same height. And then if I go elevated from here with straight slope on down to there, that does actually tunnel, which I don't like. Huh. Okay. Well, that is, that's a bad thing. So I think we're going to have to basically tear out the terrain there, lower it considerably, and then do the train lines, and then put the terrain back. So grab the terrain, make it all like that height. I know that's ridiculous looking. Don't worry, it's temporary. But then we can go from here with a nice straight slope like that. That is considerably lower than the highway, isn't it? Oh my god. I didn't quite realize how much lower that was. Okay. We can make it work, it's fine. No big deal. Just gotta put the terrain back, and then I guess I could probably do some keys or something like that. Oh no. Oh, why would you do that? I can do some keys, or I can do something like that to make it look like the highways are sort of held up a little bit better. It's fine. It's no big deal. Turn straight slope off, turn it back on, and let's do this. Then bridges. We actually have planes coming in and out there. I just saw one. That's kind of cool. And then a final straight slope. Just like so. All right, so those are all in. We can go in with smooth brush. I just bit my tongue, it really hurt. And we can just raise all of this up, smooth it all out, make it look the part. Right, so that's all where it needs to be. The train line's not going exactly where I want them to be going. They're definitely sunken down a bit more than I ideally want them to be, which is definitely a bit of an issue, but whatever. I'm kind of wondering if I should adjust the highways a bit, because I'm pretty sure this one over here is lower than this one. Yeah, it is. Okay. Are all of these points in the same places? They actually are. I might be able to just do this with move it. So if I select that node and say make it that height. Select that node and say make it that height. And basically just go along and say, you know, match the height of the node on the opposite side. We should be able to just make this all even, right? And then once it's all nice and even, I can go in there with a key and I can just say, hey, let's, you know, make this look like it's intentionally designed this way. There we go. So that's all the right height. And I think all I need to do is go to this tool and go turn, well, the guidelines are on, so that's perfect. All right. So there, right? Then if I grab the keys, which I can do with the marquee tool, I think I can just shuffle it across to about there. And I think that looks pretty good, honestly. I think it looks the part. Obviously, kind of needs to slope a little bit more, but I think it looks the part. Alternatively, I could probably do this. I can do this a bit better, actually. If I just grab the node at the end and drag it out, we can get the slope to work much, much better. So down to here and just sink it a little bit. Slightly into the ground. I think that works. Maybe just keep it raised up slightly. Sure. That, I think... Oh, my game's saving. It's packaging. That's all right. That, I think, is possibly the best way to just sort of deal with the fact that the keys are a bit weird here. Or that the slopes are a bit weird here. Just put some keys in, make it look like it's intentional. And then we just got to do the same thing on the other side and obviously smooth all of that out. Which is definitely misbehaving thanks to the keys. The game's really not sure what to do with the keys in there, but I think that looks pretty cool. I could have done that with the oh, what mod is it? Oh, why is it doing that when I zoom in? Yeah, that might not be the best thing in the world. I might need to do that slightly differently. It'll do for the time being, though. I'm not going to stress too much about it. What was the mod I was thinking of? The concrete walls, the network walls thing. I could have done it with that as well. So yeah, let's bring that down. And I think, honestly, this might be better to do with all the nodes in here. Because then what I can do is get it to actually follow the curvature of the road itself. So, you know, say that this one needs to go more to that height. This one needs to go more to that height, I think. I think this is probably the better way to do this, actually. Have these actually follow the curvature of the road rather than doing what I was doing on the other side, which is just extrude the one big length out. Oh boy. The things I do for details in Let's Plays that don't even matter because this isn't part of the Let's Play. This is just me obsessing over details. Boy. I don't know. This is always the weird thing with Cities Let's Plays. They always end up like this. I always end up doing this. I always end up just going nuts on the details. But it's fun though. I love doing this. It's easily my favorite part of Let's Plays is when you get enough money to just do whatever you want. I like that. I like that more than this side. I think I like the curves. I like that it follows the curvature better. So we're doing it again. And we're doing it right this time. Down to there. And if I've done it right, I should actually just be able to click across, right? I should just be able to say, you know, follow the same height as the one opposite. So you are that height. I think it actually already is the same height as the one opposite. I think. Near enough. So yeah, this is actually quite easy on this side. Just a bunch of clicking to raise it all up to where it needs to be. That one's actually going to have to go a bit higher, which is slightly annoying, but whatever. The highway itself could probably be lowered down a bit anyway. And then this one at the end needs to go to there. Oh, wow. Never mind. That one at the end does not do that. And neither does this one. They can both just sort of end very suddenly. I don't actually like that bit of road there. I'm not a big fan of that. Can I extend this further? Maybe to there? Maybe to there? Does that look... It looks a bit ridiculous. It's because this one's actually elevating the terrain on the inside here. It's not quite elevating the terrain where I want it to. Yeah, there's no way to flip that either. Well, that's annoying. Alright. What if they just end there then? And I'll put some rocks or something in there to make it look better. Because there is just no way to control what way this works. Unfortunately. I can't force it to elevate the right part of the terrain, which... Well, I guess there kind of works. I still don't think it's elevating the right side. No, it isn't. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. But it'll do. There's no better, we can't get better than that, so I'll put trees around it. And make it work. I'm a little disappointed that it didn't work the way I wanted it to, but I can hide my crimes with a few trees, with a few rocks, and a few things like that. So just, you know, throw a few of these in. Everything will be fine. Let me see. Bring the brush strength down, bring the brush size down, just throw a bunch of these in. We could throw a tree on there to try and hide it as well. Just a couple of them. Doesn't need to be anything too crazy, just enough to like hide the very obvious seam there, you know? Just something to try and make it look a bit less crap. I think that's just, if anything, that's just made it more obvious, to be completely honest. I think that's kind of what I've done there, is just make it more obvious, but it'll do, right? It'll be fine. Let me extend the key the entire way down to here. And let me do the same here, just so it looks like it's, just so it looks like it probably should. Now, what is going on with that? Why is this one clipping the road and the other one isn't? I've just noticed that. Oh, you know what? You know what? Just get them out of there. Just get them out of there. I'm not spending another 20 minutes doing nothing but keys. Just get them out of there. I don't care. I just don't. I'm not doing it. Give me like the where's the thing I'm looking for? I'm looking specifically for this, right? Give me this brush. Let me just paint this with sand in here, right? So this is all just sand. We're laying sand underneath the train tracks because, frankly, we can. All right? So that'll do. And that'll be... I think we did that in the middle of the city, didn't we? We did sand? Yeah, we did. So sand, I think, is... from above, it looks pretty good. From, you know, you get in close and it looks a bit crap, but I don't care. It'll do. It will do. It's totally fine. We can put some more stuff in there at some point. We can detail it. We can get some trees in. But I want to see... We've got planes coming and going. We actually have buses moving around. We have a couple of people. We have way too many buses. But we actually do have people using the international airport. You know, we got a plane. We got a bunch of cargo planes coming in on this side. We have some small planes coming into this airport. Like, it is actually getting used, which is amazing. I love that. I love that it's actually getting used. I think the next step really would be to bring some walls around the inside of all of this. I think that'd be the way to do it. But I don't know if I want to, I don't know if I want to do that just yet. Either way, I mean, the traffic is moving pretty well, surprisingly. That is not bad. Not bad at all. We need to get metro connections in here next, though. I think we've got our express bus line. So let's do sort of an express metro line, I guess. We'll bring this out to sort of here. We'll bring this up to about there. We'll have it then curve over there. So those two are connected kind of nicely. And then to connect it to the city, I feel like in a way it should connect straight to the middle, right? Like it should almost be an express line in that regard. Like it shouldn't really intersect with all of the other lines. So let's bring this over. Let's take it underneath you. Actually, I'm just going to intersect it because I can. I think that other one was lowered anyway. So continue it to here. And then let's do like a nice big 20 by 20 curve. And it's pretty much pointed at the city. And, you know, out to here. And then, yeah, I want to try and bring it straight in here. So let's try and run this metro line parallel to the other line. So bring this out. Right, can I do this? Oh, it's over there, really? That's awkward. So something like that, and something like... Give me a nice curve here, something like that, right? So that's gonna curve, you know, come out the airport, curve right in here. We're gonna then drop it down lower than the other lines. We'll take it underneath. We could actually connect it there. That would be kind of interesting because there's nothing else on that station right now. And then people would have to get a train from here all the way out to here to get to the airport. No, that's probably not a good idea. So I guess we try and connect it in here, right? That's kind of what we're going to try and do. Connect it to the train station. Actually, no, I want to connect it opposite the train station just because I want a bit more metro traffic. I do like me some metro traffic. So that's what we're going for here. We'll bring this down, curve it in, and we go from here. And we go straight out to the airport, straight out to there, back to the airport, and then back to there. And that can be a green line for the time being. Actually, you know what? No, it can't. It can be something else. It can be... What color have we not got? Let's go for like... sort of a pink. Because why not? We'll go for a pink line out to the airport and see what happens with it. See if anyone's actually kind of interested. As for the buses, I mean, I can't imagine they're going to be all too busy, but that's fine. And then as for the trains, we still need to figure out how those are going to connect. We could do some regional trains in here, actually. We don't have any of those at the minute coming into the city. So yeah, we could do some regional trains. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's go off of here. And we'll continue straight across a little bit. We'll go 30 across. That's still sloping up, which is kind of ridiculous. That's fine. This can go to here. This can go to here and to here. We'll get the bridge again. And this is probably where the bridges are going to stop. Don't worry. I know this area looks kind of nuts. This is probably the point at which the bridges and all of that nonsense are going to be stopping. So let's just level this all out at the same height. So that height specifically. And then make sure you're actually connected because you weren't. There you go. Okay. So they're all going to where I need them to go. They bridge over in a very interesting way. But I think it looks cool. I like the pattern. I like the bridges. I like the lines in between. I think it looks kind of cool. And then what we'll do is we'll have this leftmost line here go 20, 20. And it's starting to slope down. It doesn't look so great, though. I want to see if I can fix that, make it look a little bit better. 20, 20, and 1, 2, 3. We'll start sloping down. And we'll go here. And we're looking about there. What is that? What is that curve? What is that slope? That's awful looking. Let's just get that all nice and even. So those are going to start going out that way. And those can connect in one way or other. They can, you know, they can connect out here and we'll have a grand old time. These can connect out that way, but one of these is going to be regional. And I think, honestly, it might have to be this middle one, actually. So there to, I think there. Yeah, absolutely. And the slope's a bit weird again. That's totally fixable. So there. And there. And let's just get these all perfectly even. All right. So this one here is going to be regional. So it will go straight on. We'll turn off the guidelines just to make it work. We'll keep it coming out to there. And we'll go 15... Oh, okay. Modular house, factory, pulp mill, tree plantations, not bad. 15 by... Oh, I don't want a right angle on this. Maybe a little bit further. 15, 16, let's do 20. 20 by 20. Like that. We can get the slope a little bit better in just a second. But let's just have this kind of gradually meet with all of what's going on here. So from there... Or maybe a little bit closer in. I want to try and avoid some of the weird stuff going on here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4? 4 down? Might be. No idea. I want to see if I can make this a really, really nice curve. So yeah, that slopes up, that comes down, that's all fine. This should be going basically like that, right? And then this should just go straight down. So yeah, that'll connect, that'll give us regional trains in here, and we can allow regional trains, we can allow the intercity trains. This middle track could go out here if we really wanted it to, and then this track could go way out there if we really wanted it to. And we could put suburbs out here at some point. Like, there's room in here to do more things like this, right? Like, we have this little town up here that we can build more little things like this. Also, I want to address a concern that people had. I saw a lot of people were kind of annoyed that I did straight roads for the suburbs and all that stuff out here. Simple reason for it. It is much more efficient than doing curved roads. Curved roads and city skylines, they're not efficient, man. They just aren't. So that's why it's straight roads. It's just more efficient. It is that simple. It really is that simple. So that's why I did it that way, and that's why I'm going to be doing it that way pretty much every time. Just so you know. Now let's take a little look and see how this is all doing. Traffic is still moving. We've got like no one waiting on the buses right now because I'm assuming most of them are going to be waiting on the metro. They absolutely are. Yeah, most of them waiting on the metro. Metro line comes in. How busy is it over here for the pink line? Actually, not that busy. Quite a few people got off of it though. So that's fine. We actually do have people coming through. We do have people that are, you know, coming down into the city from the airport, which is fantastic. So I guess at this point, what we need to do is put some walls around the airport and then put some trees outside the walls. So let's figure that out. I'm going to use some dirt roads first to sort of line this. So keep it on the ground. And let's go like this, right? I don't really want it raised, though. So I don't want straight slope. I just want normal mode. So keep it on the grind. Let's go all like this, right? So down to there. And I'm basically just going to line absolutely everything. This little bit here should probably come out a bit further. So yeah, we probably want that to go like that. Then 160. Turn off the guidelines real quick and go 160 again. Then bring that in to here. And then probably out to about there. That's about the middle of the runway, which is 200. So we'll go about, let's see, turn these guidelines on so I can get this measurement right. I think about there is going to be our corner. So yeah, we'll just do, we'll do this. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not, I'm not necessarily going for an exactly perfect outline. Like over here is actually going to be a bit wider than the other side just to get this curve to work. So about here. Actually, that's too far out. This one's actually going to have to just be 10 as well. We're going to have to figure out a way to make that work. Okay. Well, that's going to be weird, but whatever. Then this can sort of go across and blah, 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 blah. Right, that's fine. So let's throw some curves on that. Let's do the same over here as well. So 10 and curve this corner. And then over here it's going to be fairly easy, I think. So that kind of works. Let me see. Do I want this to curve? I probably do. So what distance is this? 100 and 100, about there. Alrighty. Now let me see. Curve you out, curve you out. That's about the midpoint, so that can go... This is gonna look a little... Gonna look a little odd, I think. Can I turn off guidelines and get just 60 here? There we go. This might look a little bit more, No, that's fine. That's actually perfect. Okay. That's middle of the runway there, so let's go... So what I probably want to do is cut all of that away and cut about 100 off of this side as well. And that should give some nice space around the runway. Obviously gets a little bit close to everything else going on there, but that's not too much of a big deal. I think 100 and this is 5 units. So if we go 5 and that's a little more than 5, I think, right there, but that's okay. Let's just do this. Let's just have this side have a bit more space to it, I think. So this side can just run up to about there. Because we can. Just because it makes this corner look a bit better. Over here, I think is going to be a similar kind of story. This is just going to have a bit more space to it. So go ahead into guidelines and go on to 12 there. Have this sort of continue. Maybe run like this. Maybe a little bit further. And then some guidelines just to bring it in kind of nicely. So yeah, we can put something out there. We can have some like roads lead out or something. Do like a... Probably don't want an air traffic control tower, you know, right by the path of the runway, but that'll kind of work. And then if we just grab you and move you across, I can bring this road straight up to the highway. And I can pretty much do the same thing just over here. Bring it straight up to the highway. And that's basically going to be where the walls are going to go around the airport. I don't know if I'm going to keep the roads on it. But the walls at least can go out there. And they should be easy enough to do. I just got to pick the right wall. It's tempting to go for like the standard sound barrier, honestly. Because, you know, airport, quite loud, etc., etc. But I don't know if I like the pattern on it. So I don't think we're going to go for the standard sound barrier. We've obviously got chain link security fences. We've got the concrete retaining wall network, which is great. But I think it's a little too much. I think, honestly, the chain link security fence is probably the best choice. It probably makes the most sense. You know, just straight up go for a barbed wire fence around the airport. You know, you're not climbing over that. You can cut through it, but, you know, you're probably not going to climb over it at least. So something like that. And I think honestly that is going to be for the best. So yeah, let's just run this around the roads. So this goes to there. And I don't think it goes straight on. I think it starts here again. And then it's going to be a little bit tricky to do some of these parts. It's definitely going to be a little tricky to do some of those parts because there's a lot of curves in there. And it's one curve leading to another curve leading to another curve. So that's going to be fun to deal with. I think that's technically a straight part there, so that's fine. To there. That's all part of a curve. And this just leads straight up to about there. I did that on the right side, didn't I? I did. Okay. So then this just needs to go like that. And that surrounds the airport, other than the corners, of course. But you don't even see them from up here, which I quite like. That's kind of the point, I think. I don't really want it to be super noticeable. I just want it to be one of those things that's like, it is there at least, right? And I could put some dirt on them. I could put some trees around them. I can do all that kind of stuff. I just don't want these to be like super noticeable. Yeah, that'll work. Let me see. So this is going to be going to there, I think. It absolutely is. And this is going to be going to there. This can come out and go like that, possibly. And like that. It doesn't have to be exact. Because again, the roads aren't actually going to be there. So it's not like you're going to notice it's not identical to the road. Let's see. So down to here. Over there. And I think this is going to be our last little batch of curves here. For the fences. I probably want to try and freeform these, honestly. So let's turn off the grid snapping. And yeah, that kind of works. Angle and grid again. And like, oh, not like that, like that. Okay. I actually, you know, I forgot how much I like detailing this kind of stuff. I really did forget how much I like detailing this kind of stuff. It's far from perfect, right? Like this, I could spend a lot more time doing this. And I mean a lot, like, I know how much these kind of, like, if you go in depth on these kind of Lats builds, I know how long they take. They are no small task. But, this is fun. This is kind of neat. Like, seeing it all come together, even though I wound up spending maybe, what, 2 hours with failed attempts at building the airport. Which isn't great. Like, that's kind of yikes. But, we got there in the end. So there's always that. Let's see. Let's just go the whole way along here. And there we go. So we got our fence. You can sort of see it. It goes around the airport pretty nicely. And the next step is just going to be a bunch of happy little trees. That's the next step. So just Kind of gonna just go with a very, very gentle brush. The fan brush, if you will. Just gonna throw a bunch of these in. I know these are the bushes that we're placing at the moment, but that's the point. We're starting with a very gentle brush. And then we're gonna just take the strength up a little bit here and there. Alright, so just throw some of these in. Around here. And my goal really is to have a really, really dense forest surrounding the airport. With the airport itself being really, really clear. Right, so the airport itself is not going to have all that many trees at all. But, the areas around it, super dense. There's something about that I really like. That's kind of like, a lot of airports in... I know Belfast International Airport is like that, actually, here in Northern Ireland. It's surrounded by forests and farms and all of that, and then as soon as you get to the airport, it's just flat. Just, well, not even perfectly flat, but it's flat enough to be an airport. It's an airport, it makes sense. So, something just a bit like that. I know a lot of these trees are sort of coexisting in weird ways, but I like it. So something like that, just to really, really, you know, show that it's an airport. It sticks out a bit because it's just, you know, there's not a lot of trees in there. In fact, there's like no trees in there, which is technically not a lot. So I was right the first time. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to take some of the trees just out that wind up inside the fence. And I don't think there were too many more. There was this fella. And I think there was one down here as well. Apparently not. Okay. So that looks like a pretty good surrounding for the airport. I do think it needs some spaces filled in here and there. I do think it's fair to say that, you know, my security fence around the outside falls apart a little bit when you can just walk onto the tarmac back there, but that's besides the point. We don't worry about such things, because such things can be fixed with factories and warehouses and the like. We could put a bakery in here if we really wanted to, which is kind of interesting. I don't think I'm going to do a bakery in there, but I could do a bakery if I really wanted to. What else could we do? What other buildings do we have? I mean, we don't have medical care down here right now. That's certainly a thing. We have the meteorology tower, which is actually kind of neat. An urban weather station. I wonder if I should put two of these in and have them almost be like air traffic control towers. They're what? Are they 1 million or 100,000? They're 100,000. How much are they per week? 1,200? What does it look like? I actually really like that. Can I have two of those? Is that a thing? We can have two of those. We're absolutely having two of those. They really tie the place together, I think. Not that we need two air traffic control towers, but they really bring the place together, I think, so I'm doing it. We're absolutely doing it. I'm also going to select both of them and just have them actually touching the terminals that they're beside. Just so that there's no little gap there. Yeah, that's better. All right. And then what we can do is go in with the, where is it? The concrete wall network. We can go from there and we can go like that. And that'll, you know, that's something we can extend. So that just needs to go to that point. And that just needs to go to there, really. Yeah, that actually doesn't look so good. Huh. I wonder if I can, wonder if I can make that look better. Huh. Why don't we raise that up slightly? I think that looks a little bit better. And then maybe that just goes like up to there, perhaps? Yeah, I think I prefer that. Can I copy and paste that? I absolutely can. So that's going to go over here. It's going to go there. And we just need to slightly adjust the nodes. So this one and this one. All right, so that covers up that space kind of perfectly. We actually have a lot of traffic coming through here, even though most of it's going for the smaller airport. That's fine. There's still a fair amount of it going over here, which is for the best. Let me see. Where could I do a little path here just to sort of improve what's going on around here? I think I can. I think I can actually make this work really nicely. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. We still haven't got trees down the middle here, but that's okay. We have a decent number of people actually using the parking lots over here. And I think just because I can, I'm going to throw another road in here. I'm not going to connect it up the top. But I'm going to do there. And I'm going to do there. And then the entire way down there, I'm just going to line it with the wee little parking lots, which actually I can't place on the industrial road. Well, that's interesting. Okay. What if we did tree-lined normal road? Is it going to let me place it on that? It isn't. Huh. That's very weird. Am I missing something obvious here for that to not let me place it? I mean, I can place those ones. Which I guess I'll do. But that's kind of strange. It won't let me do that. Huh. Oh well. We're not going to be too bothered by it. I can just place a bunch of these along. I can do it on that side, no problem. But there we go. A bunch of those in there. We'll actually have people parking on them. On the, you know, the open lots, which would be quite cool. I'm kind of excited to see people actually using the open lots a bit more. We probably do need to get some pedestrian paths in here as well. So let's do something about that. We'll get one there. We'll get one just, well, not quite like that, but just there. And hopefully we can throw some actual crossings. Yeah, we can. All right, so there and there. And that'll let people walk over to the other side here. And I think what we can even do is throw some traffic lights on the crossings so that people can cross over nice and safely. So we'll do that the whole way around. Just to make sure that there's no chance that people are going to get run over. Because that's kind of the last thing you want. Oh, wow. There's... How many buses are on this line? I need to know. There's 46. We probably don't need 46. Let's go down to like 20. We'll go down to 20 buses and that'll probably still be more than enough. Most likely. Also, have we got any regional trains coming in here? I don't know if I've seen any. I'm also slightly concerned that regional trains might not actually be able to go to the stop that I'm putting them on. That's definitely a distinct possibility, because sometimes regional trains are weird like that. So there's a chance they'll not actually be able to go to where I want them to go here, but... I mean, there's no one actually waiting either. I don't think the regional train's going to be doing much. Which is unfortunate, but... I guess that's just going to be the way of it. Oh well, I'm not too worried. This is actually working out to be super busy around here, which is great. We've got planes at all of the airports. We've got traffic moving in everywhere it needs to be moving in. This is actually quite busy, which is great. Some of the traffic's actually just using it to get around, which is also great. Over here is tailing back, which is sort of to be expected. I'll tell you what, I think we need to get an actual train line coming in from the city to the airport. Just because this train station just isn't getting used. So, let's see what we can do there. I guess we're just going to, have this curve off in the way we always do. So go up to there, and you go to there. And then I guess this just goes straight out for a while. Before, I guess it's going to line up here. Yeah, this is going to have to line up from here. So let's go, I don't know what distance we went. I think we went 20 by 20 on this first curve. So if we turn off the guidelines, we can make that exact same curve. And then we just want this to go down to the ground. So, down to there, which is perfect. And then to here, and I kind of want to see if I can get that curve to be properly big. That'd be nice. So it's not too sharp at all. And there we go. Okay. So that's all technically raised up. I'm thinking we'll lower that just to, you know, maybe there. That's probably fine. And then that can go in. So that'll be a nice track in. Ryan Roth 22 says, I think you may have to click the station and select regional trains. It's default to allow regionals. So unfortunately, that's not the case. I think regional trains will only go to, one of the platforms in there. And I don't think I've connected up the platform that they will actually go to. Which is a pain, but whatever. It's all right, I guess. Let me go ahead then and move this red line. So it's going to come in there, but it is going to continue to stop right in here. So all of these guys are kind of annoyed at the minute, I think. Oh no, they're all just moving to the other side of the platform. That's fair enough. So yeah, that can go to where it needs to go. But now it also goes out to the airport, which is fantastic. And I'm curious to see if anyone's actually going to use it. I'd be very surprised considering there is a much, much faster line to take. I mean, the metro really is going to be so much quicker. But still, it's nice to have the public transport connections out here, right? So we've actually got trains that are going to be going in to the airport. And eventually, I'd like to connect all of them up. That's kind of the long-term goal here, is to connect every single one of these up so that we actually have trains, you know, going everywhere that we want them to be going. Like, I think that looks pretty cool. Oh, there is someone actually using it. There's a couple of people actually using it. Or not. She was just parking her bike. Oh, no, she's gone. All right. Okay. That's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and throw some palm trees in here just for a second, because I'm noticing we could throw them sort of underneath there, down in the sand. And then maybe some bushes as well, just to make that area look a little bit alive. This area in here should probably look a little more alive as well. So just a few more happy little trees. Just to really make this area look a bit more dense. And again, just making sure that they're not in the airport. All right. I think that looks really cool. It only took me, you know, an hour 45 of recording and whatever, 2 hours outside of that. But we finally built an airport. Something that most people in City Skylines, when they're doing a Let's Play at least, would spend 5 minutes building. Me? Nah, that ain't me.